There wasn't very many customers affected because it was so local to us. Knocked out our internet. We had to react, get different hardware, replace stuff, get Comcast out. I'm Stephen Taylor, this is WeeklyST. This week we avoid all the cybersecurity breaches, but we get hit by lightning. It's a thing, right? Especially in springtime, like I watch the weather and then it can make you cringe because you're like, oh, what are we gonna wake up to, or what's gonna happen to our customers? Because like you have zero control over the power, the weather, all of that stuff. And whilst there's plenty of redundancies in everything that we do, or the hardware and the guts, like inevitably something's going to blow up or break or go down or whatever it is, and you just have to be there to react and take care of it. And sometimes that's 10 p.m. at night or early in the morning or whatever it might be. And so for us last week, I think we were actually, there wasn't very many customers affected because it was so local to us. Knocked out our internet. We had to react, get different hardware, replace stuff, get Comcast out, and then just adjust accordingly. And we were mostly put back together and everything was fine. But it's knowing and seeing, right? So our monitoring will tell us, hey, a customer's down, a server's down, whatever it might be, and then adjusting accordingly based on, okay, what's broken, how do we fix it, how do we go about it? So that's just kind of what we do. In this case, this was a little bit weird. So you have battery backups and surge protectors to protect the power protection of the equipment. But in this case, it actually hit the coaxial line through Comcast, which then blew up their modem for the internet. But then it actually busted through there and blew out a few other components, including our firewall. So our firewall has a redundant internet connection, Comcast, and then like an AT&T secondary. But if the firewall itself is blown up, then you got to replace that first before you can get to the secondary internet and things like that. So it was a little bit of a unique, it happens, it can happen, but it is kind of a little bit of a freak accident, if you will. Sometimes it's just, okay, seeing what's happened, get the sit rep, right? Figure out, okay, now here's our battle plan, right? And for us, it was go get another modem, get Comcast online as best we could, or get into the failover. We obviously have extra firewalls, replace, reconfigure, restore from backups, those kinds of things, get things back online. But for us also, we have a lot of our stuff in the cloud so that we can operate typically, whether this office is online or not. 5 or 6 years ago, our office got hit and the entire power was out in the neighborhoods. At my house, I lived 10 minutes away from the office, it was out for 5 days. At the office was out for 4 days, so we had no power, no internet, and we still ran an IT company and supported all of our clients without an issue because all of our stuff was hosted in the cloud. So we can operate from a laptop and a cell phone and everything still works. Well, so the unfortunate thing is there's been a lot of managed service providers, MSPs in the news, and the industry is certainly talking about them being a high profile target for breaches and hacks and things. Now, most of it has been, we've come to find out, lackluster, in-house procedures, right? They're not taking care of their own tools and their team, and things are lacking. They haven't enabled two-factor. They're not keeping their tools up to date. They're using crappy backups, those kinds of things. But unfortunately, it's put some heat, at least in the industry, on us as MSPs ensuring that our stuff is protected. But in a good way, it's brought the industry together. A lot of the different vendors and even some of the MSPs that have been breached have gotten together as a webinar this past week, highlighting some of the, hey, this is what we're learning, this is what we're seeing. And I think all of us, should be this hive of minds to share this knowledge, to talk more about it, for our own sake, protecting ourselves, but then that protects our customers and what we can be doing for them. And so there has been a lot in the news about MSP breaches. There was even an article in the Houston Chronicle around those 22 municipalities that had been breached because, unfortunately, it was at the hands of an MSP who was kind of not doing things as they should. But it's an opportunity for us to educate the market, talk to our prospects and our clients about what we are doing, what we've already done, and how we're actually focused on this stuff and getting ahead of it, always putting in more and more hurdles for the bad guys to jump through, so to speak, and how we're doing things differently than the rest of our competition who might still be struggling with, we're too busy, we're reacting to tickets, we don't have enough time, we're not making the time to worry about this cybersecurity stuff for themselves nor their customers, and that really puts everybody in a bad place. So it's important that you're looking at this stuff and understanding cybersecurity is a hugely important thing. You know, IT support is one component of it, but the cybersecurity part is probably more important nowadays given the landscape. We are super busy with sales meetings, super exciting, right? We're meeting with 3 different prospects a week. We've got another 3 again this week. It's giving us great opportunities and we're having great conversations. And I love when we just kind of go in and have an honest, transparent dialogue with a prospect. It's not so much the horse and pony show as it is, hey, you know, here's where we're at, here's what we need, and then I get to go in and kind of do the same thing here. Here's what we deliver, you know, and it's just an honest conversation versus a sales pitch or the horse and pony show, so to speak. And so we just had another one of those. I love it. A nice size manufacturing company right here locally. You know, they're looking at, you know, should we keep our on-staff IT person who we feel is kind of falling behind the curve and not really getting us where we feel we need to be, you know, or do we look at an outsourced company such as us? And of course, you know, my answer at that level, at that size that they're at, you know, they're probably spending more money on one person than they would spend less with us for a staff of 18 to take care of their needs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, versus one team member who, you know, maybe is 40 or 50 hours a week and has vacations and sick days and things like that, and only have their knowledge versus a team that has a breadth of knowledge. So outsourcing for most businesses is the best way to do it, you know, really up until you get to 200 employees, and then you do kind of have that constant hustle and bustle of probably needing somebody physically there on site. But most organizations, you know, 150 employees or less, they probably should look at outsourcing. And again, we talk about the cybersecurity stuff. When you got one person with one set of knowledge and one set of skills, they don't have that vast experience maybe that we do across, you know, different organizations and different companies and different technologies and different software packages, and then a ton with cybersecurity. I'm usually pretty transparent when it's a good gel fit. I want like them to understand, like I will walk away from prospective clients, right? Or I won't give them a proposal, or over time we'll fire a client that doesn't fit for different reasons, right? But a lot of it's not that we have to like them, it's that they have to trust and appreciate us. They have to respect our team, as do we to them, right? We're always available to take care of their problems and be there for them, and we're going to respect them, so we expect that reciprocal respect. And sometimes you can even sniff that out in a sales meeting where the gel's not going to be there, or that you could just tell that it's not going to be a good fit, and I'll walk away from deals like that. So I love it when it really gels. And I like to tell them that, like, hey, I think this is going to be a great fit. You guys resonate with how we work, and I hope you feel the same way. And if it's a yes on both sides, then let's run with it, right? Like, let's not navigate this decision-making process for the next 6 months. Like, let's hit the ground running. And getting technology to transform, right? This particular manufacturer is another one where, you know, the servers are out of date, things aren't virtualized, they're not moving the email to the cloud yet or haven't. And so we're going to be able to take them from where they are today and in about 12 to 24 months totally transform their technology. And our team loves that stuff. That's the work that they love to do. And then the clients love that because now they've moved from a place where technology makes us nervous and we're unsure and we don't really trust it, to, okay, yeah, this stuff works. And if it doesn't, we've got a place we can call and they're going to take care of us. And we really appreciate that. And so that kind of technology transformation is super exciting and what we love to do and what we love to do for clients. So on top of our sales meetings, our typical Tuesday meetings, meeting with sales and marketing, keeping things on cadence, our security operations team, and then kind of our leadership team. And then on Fridays, as always, we get together as a team. We talk about some of the issues in the business. We celebrate the wins first and foremost, like picking up a new client, right? And what's onboarding going to look like for them next week. We celebrate the wins of the team. Then we go into our numbers, right? We're always watching our numbers and trying to adjust accordingly. If something's off track for too long, how do we course correct it? How do we fix it? Or if something's going really well, hey, we can celebrate that, right? And then we're going over, maybe it's client challenges or technology challenges, so that we're ironing that stuff out every week versus waiting 3 to 6 months to actually fix anything. And so our team meeting on Fridays, we're always adjusting, we're always improving. We read our customer feedback and maybe we're adjusting to that, right? So we're always an organization that's adjusting and improving. Like and share.
It's very professional bag.
Subscribe. Subscribe. Literally, like, get it and freeze frame it and like put subscribe out of my mouth or something like subscribe. I know you can.
I can actually do that.